Hi there and welcome back to Circuit the World. My name's Alice and we're going to be revisiting a video that I did about this time last year. Sort of. Basically, this time last year I changed the shells on my JoyCon controllers so they're this lovely purple and blue colour. For anybody, I've had a lot of comments on that video. A lot of people asking if the buttons still work, if the JoyCon still work, if the colour is still there. As you can see, yes, the colour has remained really well, maybe slightly faded from when we did it, but it's pretty much the same. The only one I have an issue with is this left bumper button sometimes gets stuck when I'm playing, which you might have seen if you've seen me play some Nintendo stuff on the channel. Basically, we are today making it a friend, and I have myself a Pro controller and the eXtremeRate Pro casing as well. I'm basically doing the reverse. So whereas the Joy-Cons have the purple shell with the blue buttons, the Pro controller will have the blue shell and the purple buttons, because I thought it was nice to have them similar but not quite the same. This is not a brand new Pro controller. This is a used Pro controller. So basically I've been charging it all day. I'm just going to check it actually works before we get going, or that kind of defeats the object of what we're trying to do here. Let me just put the switch in controller pairing mode. Right, okay, there you go. Yes! Okay, we're paired in. Which I hope means this works fine. From what I've seen of the videos, and again, we're using eXtremeRate casing, so I'm following an eXtremeRate video, which I've got up on the screen in front of me. From what I can see, this looks a little bit more simple than the Joy-Cons. I think there's still a few ribbon cables in there, maybe one, definitely one. But I also have to watch two videos, because the video I'm watching only shows me how to change the casing, which covers the buttons, but I also, because I like everything to match, should have prepared this earlier. So we have the analog sticks. You can't see them. There you go. There you go. So we also have the analog sticks. So everything should match. It should look really nice. I'm only using the screwdrivers that come in the kit. Now this is a risky choice, because again, off the back of the Joy-Con video, a lot of you have been commenting saying that you tried to use the screwdrivers that came in the kits, but they just stripped the screws and then you're having real difficulty doing the changes. So we'll see how I go. I've got 3 different sets, so 3 different sets of screwdrivers, so hopefully we'll be okay. But I also have my handy dandy tweezers for our ribbon cables, which doesn't come with the kit, so definitely it's something you need. So I'm pretty much there with everything I need. I can't remember how I did this last time. We're just going to crack on into it. I'll kind of give some thoughts and things as we go. So yeah, hopefully this is going to go really well, and we're going to have a nice matching Pro controller to go along with our lovely Joy-Cons. I vaguely remember when we did the Joy-Cons, I feel like I only used one. Yeah, okay, orange screwdriver. I need to put these screws somewhere. I should have had like a little bowl. Would have been better. Oh great, I don't have another orange one. Is it just me being a coward, or maybe I don't need the orange one? Maybe I need the black one. First 2 screws are out, handles are off. Okay, so there are those screws off, and I think the next thing to do is take the back plate off and we get to the battery. Battery. Now it will stop turning on every time I accidentally hit a button. Great, so far so good. Just to give you a point of reference, the video I'm following is 9 minutes long. So it believes this can be done in 9 minutes. Oh, I missed one. Down here. The only screwdriver I've had worry with is the orange one, which is the slightly bigger one. So that's just something to keep in mind. I think we're about to hit our first ribbon cable though. So here we are. This is our ribbon cable that I'm talking about. I'm going to need my tweezers now. And I think the idea is I can lift this little white thing or the little black thing. Flippity dippity doo. I'm stressed. Okay, so the black bit looks like the little door that's gonna lift. These are probably also the wrong tweezers to be trying to use here. This is where it all goes wrong. Sorry. Oh! Do you want to just... Okay, well, there you go. That was that easy. Trying to think now what bits... None of this remains, does it? I've got to now get the motherboards off. Okay. I kind of enjoy doing this because I really enjoy seeing how things work and how things come together and how all of these elements come together to make a thing. I just find that so interesting. It's a dangerous pastime to have because you're likely to break a lot of things, but right, we're on the top now. I think we're close to coming to a point where we're going to be needing things from the other things. I'm coherent. Let's start with this part. Well, I don't need the analogs yet, do I? I just need the buttons, which I think are all in this side. Because I believe the next thing we're going to do is start taking things off. That's the little home button. It's not going to fit there. That's just going to fit through. What the actual G? What is going on? There's a thing. Okay, wait. There's a thing here. Oh wow, there's a whole thing here. Okay, didn't know that was even in there. So what I basically want to do is take the little house out. And then get my little house in. Is there a right way to do this? Very likely. And now it will go in there like that. Cool, the buttons reassembled. And now we're moving on to the bumper buttons. God, I love them. So this should just pull off. That looked bloody easy. So there's a little hook in here. Ah. That was relatively easy, to be fair. And then it should just reverse click. Okay, if any of you have seen the JoyCon video and you watched me try and fiddle with springs, you'll understand my slight shock at how easy that was, right? It's kind of like a little tip, literally tip forwards and it comes up. So to go back on, we're just gonna reverse that, tip backwards. I can't get over how easy that was. Fantastic. Great, moving on then. Jesus Christ. Okay. So there's a thing. Oh my god, so there is. A thing that we need to... This little metal guy here needs to come out. But with these shitty tweezers, I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Got it! Yes! Okay, ZR coming off. Just be very careful with it because I don't want to knock anything else off. ZL. ZR going back on. And then, basically, the process is put that straight back where we got it from. Boom! Alright, now for the next one. Come on. Yes, bro. It's out. Oh! Amazing. I will take that all on me and my poor tool choices. Because I do think if you had the right tools there, that would have been way easier. But, ta-da, baby. We did it. Awesome. And they all seem to be clicking as intended. So that's great. Right. Now we're going back in place with this. I'm just doing a button test. So I'm just pressing everything and making sure I can you hear this? So I'm just making sure I can hear the clicks and everything depresses and then comes back up again. But here you go. Here's a little preview of what it's going to look like. I think it's going to look really cool. I'm quite glad I've done the opposite to what I did on the JoyCon shells. I did think about getting these bits in purple. I might still do that, but that's something I can do at a later time that isn't like the process of getting those off. That was the first thing we took off, so it's really easy to just take those off and put different ones on to give it a different color. But I really like this. This is looking super cute. So I think we're done with this bit, so we can probably put that to the side for a minute. This is just a back plate. I'm not going to have to take that off at all, am I? Because this is just a back plate, so this is going to remain. Okay, hang on. Well, this is a lot easier than I thought. Okay, there's going to be a black... Wait, where are the analog sticks? So, I'm assuming this is a fairly simple process. And I'm literally just going to take these guys and literally just take... Well, one of them's already come off, but just pull him off. And then put this one on in its place. There's a way that this will go on. Okay, and the other one. Oh. Okay. Cool, they feel like they're moving. Okay, so now we're on to this bit, which is going to be to reassemble the bloody ribbon cable. Well, we will see how well this has gone. That was not a good sound. Let's call it connected. And then you just put it together. Well, here's the finished product anyway. It looks really nice. Okay, I can't get any lights on. I'm going to try plugging it in for a minute. Charge light flashed on. Let's see if I compare it. If the charge light isn't coming on, I'm going to believe it's a battery thing, which could have something to do with the back case. So let's try going into pair mode. Lights. Yes! Look at that! Okay, it's connected, but A doesn't want to work. What happened? It's finding its pairing. A isn't working. Interesting. The analogs are fine. The buttons aren't. Do you reckon this could be the cable, the ribbon cable? Shit, it's got to be the ribbon cable because everything on one side of the controller works, but the other side doesn't. All right, let's just undo this and try and work out what the hell is going on. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah. That'll be the issue right there. The ribbon cable was not even remotely connected. So what I need to do is push that right in. There we go. That's much more secure. That felt much different. All right. It's going to be a quick 2 seconds for you, but it's going to take me a moment to put this all back together. All right. What I'm going to try and do now is, now I've worked out the battery doesn't quite go in flat, is do this, because that should be enough. There we go. Ta-da! Now I can move around. The arrow keys working. I can press the home button. I can press minus. Look at that. All right, so we're all good here. I'm just going to finish screwing it up and then I will come back in. The Nintendo Switch Pro Controller shell case is complete. Definitely a lot easier than its Joy-Con counterpart. The only really difficult bit was the ribbon cable again, but I managed to do that with my fingers, not with pliers. Just a little bit more control. I felt it's not as fiddly as the Joy-Cons. So that was why I think I found that a lot easier. And also the back bumper buttons, the ZR and ZL buttons, just because you've got to have that pole, remove that pole. Like I said, I'm attributing that more to my error in having the wrong tools. But I did prove it is possible with patience and a lot of determination to get that to work with some bad eyebrow tweezer things. Yeah, like I say, the only things I would prefer to see in the kit, or the only way I would improve these kits is to actually provide those tweezers. I honestly don't think the orange handled screwdriver is a necessity. After getting scared that this was going to strip my screws, I did do the entire thing with just the provided black screwdriver. Once again, I did not buy any additional tools for this. It was the provided screwdrivers I was using to do the case change. For anybody asking, I know it was one of the most asked questions off the back of the Joy-Con video. So I would say to eXtremeRate for these kits, provide the black screwdriver, yes, but take this orange screwdriver out and put in a nice thin-headed tweezers for those ribbons and also some of the other finicky bits. But much, much easier than the Joy-Con. I had a lot more faith in myself in this one and my abilities. Got my lovely custom kit now. Ah, it looks so pretty. I love it so much. I think the button kit and the analog kit are two different kits. A link to all of the kits from eXtremeRate I use will be down in the description box below. But as I was trying to say, do let me know if you think I should change the grip handles. It's the simplest process in the world. And honestly, if you don't want to take on like a whole case change, I would say if you want to customize your Pro Controller a little bit, get some of the grips because it is literally 2 screws out the bottom. Take those off, put the new ones on. It is the simplest process and I don't think you don't have to deal with any of the internals or the ribbon cabling or anything like that. And it would just be a nice way to like make yours your own. Like say you and a family member or a partner or a relative or someone you live with also has one, then maybe they could have the black with red or blue or green. eXtremeRate have a lot of choices and that is definitely the simplest part to change. But overall, very easy, not really very difficult at all. I've done it in just under an hour. And that was with me messing up the ribbon cable. If I hadn't messed up the ribbon cable, it probably would have only taken me about 40 minutes. It's not a long, arduous task. It's not a difficult process. And you do get a pretty cool thing out at the end of it. But that's it for me. Let me know in the comment feedback down below if you've done this. If you have any questions about the process, please feel free to spam the comment section down below. I will try and answer as many as possible. I will also answer repeat questions. I have been answering repeat questions in the Joy-Con video, but please do have a look through the comments before you ask any questions, just in case someone has already asked it. If you have answers for people, please do crack on and answer them too. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute blast. As always, if you enjoyed this video, go show that like button some good old-fashioned love. And if you want to support the channel, go hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss next time I upload a video. Stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video! Happy days!